Ladies and gentlemen, you know very well that actually we are in a period of fighting corruption. And we just saw how the president was so much on someone he assumed is corrupt. Only that recently, a few hours ago, we have heard that actually he has forgiven her. However, we think that actually corruption is one of the tools which is killing our country. And anyone who is a convict should be penalized as the law requires. Corruption, embezzlement and mismanagement of party funds and properties. Today, on behalf of DP at heart, a non-formal political pressure group formed by concerned members of the Democratic Party who still have the party at heart, we stand before you to make an important update about the party. On 4th June 2026, we formally delivered 2 strong petitions, one to the Electoral Commission and another to the Inspectorate of Government. These petitions were received by both institutions and copies have been distributed to you for perusal. In these letters, we have laid bare the deep-rooted crisis facing Uganda's oldest political party. First, ensuring the recent National Delegates Conference held in Implore, millions of shillings of party and public funds were misappropriated. Delegates were deliberately starved, denied meals and accommodation for 3 days, while huge sums allocated for their welfare remain unaccounted for. Ordinary members were extorted through inflated nomination fees, yet almost all incumbent leaders never paid anything. This is outright embezzlement and abuse of office. Second, the party printer, which was purchased at over 250 shillings, 50 million shillings of taxpayers' money before 2016 elections to print campaign materials, mysteriously disappeared. For the past 5 years, party auditors have raised serious queries regarding its whereabouts, but no satisfactory explanation has ever been. Ladies and gentlemen, on the first note, we have issues of accountability. And you know very well that actually fees, nomination fees were hiked at the expense of the members. But up to now, we don't have a clear accountability to the party members. And the party officials made the accountability to some of the organizations which helped us. They forged the receipts, which don't matter with the expenditure and so on. Now, on that very matter, we have a missing printing press in the Democratic Party, which was bought before the 2016 Delegates Conference. This printing press, we lost it, and we don't know where it is. However, the leaders in the party, it is presumed that it was sold off. That's why they are so much silent about the whereabouts. Now, we are interested in the IGG in the party matters regarding corruption. And on 4th, we wrote complaining to the IGG. And this is the test to the IGG. That matters of corruption are not only those where President Museveni has interest, but they are general. Now, this is a test to the IGG to see whether that office only works for President Museveni or it works at the interest of the general public. We have written to the IGG, we have written also to the Electoral Commission as far as the affairs of the Democratic Party are concerned. Third, the current leadership, the current party leadership is operating using a forged constitution that contains clauses never approved by any party organ, even though the Electoral Commission refused to gazette this fraudulent document. The leadership continues to use it, creating total confusion We have the constitution which is actually upright, but they have their own constitution which is forged, which is always actually moved wherever they want actually to term someone. Fourth, the leadership has deliberately refused to convene statutory organs such as National Council, the Parliamentary Group, and the National Executive Committee. Instead, a small unmandated clique meets at Barintuma to take all critical decisions. Fifth, in preparation for the 2025 Delegates Conference, the leadership deliberately dismantled all grassroots party structures across the country so that they could handpick fake delegates. No primary elections were held anywhere in Uganda, in complete violation of the party constitution. Even the party president, Honorable Robert Mao, publicly admitted this. Finally, despite over 20 previous formal petitions from DP members, the Electoral Commission has failed to exercise statutory supervisory role. Even after the High Court in Imbarara directed the Commission to resolve these matters in August 2025, no ruling has been issued to date. In our petitions, we are calling upon the Electoral Commission and the Inspectorate of Government to act immediately by instituting a comprehensive forensic audit of the Democratic Party's finances and operations. 2, clearly determining and communicating which version of the Constitution is valid. 3, taking decision steps to restore legality, transparency, accountability, and internal democracy before the party is completely destroyed. The Democratic Party is being looted and destroyed from within. Public funds, party assets, and the very foundations of internal democracy have been sacrificed for personal gain. We have exhausted all internal avenues. We now demand that the Electoral Commission and the Inspectorate of Government exercises their statutory mandates without further delay. We are ready and willing to provide all additional evidence, documents, and witness statements required to support these investigations. We call upon all well-meaning Democrats, members of the public, civil society, organizations, and the media to stand with us in this noble struggle to reclaim, rebuild, and restore the Democratic Party to its founding values of social justice, internal democracy, and the rule of law. Values that leaders like late Honorable Juliet Raina Kafile fought so hard to defend. I just want to tell you that actually the reason why the Democratic Party exists, it is because of what we believe in. Remember, our motto is truth and justice. Despite of having our constitution standing, the government of Uganda is not truthful and it is not just. It is not fair at all because the laws are bent basing on their interest. When you go to the corruption scandal, we appreciate what they have so far done to Honorable Anita Among. It is really ambiguous for what we have been hearing about Parliament. But it is the same president who protected Honorable Anita Among when the people were demonstrating against her. He arrested people, he did what, and so on. Now here comes when he has an interest to tame her. The issue is not about corruption, but it's about taming Honorable Anita Among. Now they come for her, they humiliate her, and afterwards is set free. Yet, in actual sense, she would have been convicted. Secondly, he has people actually she has been working with. Honorable Tayewa is a victim. Now we are wondering, how did the Honorable Thomas Tayewa miss out on the corruption scam? Honorable Bosobo is one of the people who benefited from the iron sheets. vulnerable numbers, but they are still there. But the laws are just bent based on their interest.
English proverb that says, that talks about guilt by association. They say that a friend to a rich man is not rich, but a friend to a thief, he is a thief. A friend to a rich man is not rich, but a friend to a thief is a thief. Why do I say this? Democratic Party leaders, they have closely associated and they have got friendship with thieves. You saw the Honorable Mao distancing himself of recent from the Right Honorable Anita. Yet in the past he was the one supporting her. He was supporting the Honorable Anita, but just because of selfish interests that he wanted to get her seat, he distanced. He is saying he's fighting corruption within Parliament and the country. Why would you go and fight corruption the other side when you've left it in your house? Democratic Party is infested with many atrocities of corruption, with many atrocities of embezzlement, which needs to be investigated. That is why we wrote these letters. One, to the Electoral Commission, reminding them of their constitutional mandate to supervise political parties. There's no way they are going to distance themselves from this, because the court in Imbarara directed them that it is their sole duty as an institution to look into the daily operations of these public entities. Democratic Party is a public entity because all the funds and all what transpires, it is for the public. We wrote to the Inspectorate of Government, Inspector General. We want them to do their job. There are very many things. Of recent, we are in Imbarara. People paid money for hotels for their girlfriends, and this money was charged onto the party accounts. They paid for members of their families who are not delegates that were supposed to be in Imbarara. And these atrocities have been kept silent. So we are telling the Electoral Commission, we are telling the Inspector General of Government, please come out, investigate these things. Why keep quiet? When people's money, when government money, because the Democratic Party receives money from the Consolidated Fund, from the iPod, the members contribute by buying cards. So we are calling upon these institutions to come and investigate. These leaders have amassed wealth. When you look at the Honorable Mao, these people have like 5 different homes. He has been talking about the Honorable Anita. The guy has like 5 homes. Where does he get this wealth? He has very many cars. He has a lot of land. He has factories. The Secretary General. We are telling them, let's do a lifestyle audit. Let's audit them. Let's audit them. Come for them. We have put this to light. We have put this to your attention. We are ready to show you where these places are, these cars, where they are. A party president of Democratic Party can't own such things. And lastly, there has been a battle among the thieves. There is a Uganda song that we usually sang when we were in primary. Sebuto butani alidde sanji. Njaba sinalya sanji. Sebuto bute mabega yalidde sanji. These bosses, as they presume they are, the vice president, the secretary general, the president, they are pinpointing each other. We saw recently the Honorable Anita came out and said, me, I'm coming for presidency. But these are the same people that are committing these atrocities within the party. Mbide was one of the person in Mbarara that aided and abetted the freezing and the stealing of votes. These concocted amendments, it is the same person. Why is he coming out at this moment? Just because they failed to agree on the Munyago. But we are saying, for Honorable Mbide, even if that is so, if you have seen the light, come back to Democratic Party. Let's go back to the drawing table. You come, you pay for all the atrocities you've committed to the party, then we go back afresh to see how we can restructure, rejuvenate, and restore a Democratic Party to its past glory. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm going to address on a very important issue. The Democratic Party is in crisis because of accountability issues. That is why you see our leaders are fighting each other. First of all, I'd like to welcome Honorable Mukasambide to the struggle. If at all, because in DP at heart we have pure hearts, if he indeed feels that is now purified and is ready to put DP back to path, we welcome him. But he has been among the team that has been giving us power in DP. Is behind all the atrocities, but you know, even so, converted to Pope. So, but why are these leaders fighting? It is accountability issues. They failed to share. They are accusing each other. For you, in Imbara, you ate 100 million. Another one sold the party printer. Another one, so each one is feeling is cheated out. But now, what happens? These leaders, when they meet at Valintuma, they are always hiding. Actually, they make use of that Valintuma toilet. You see, when Mao comes and Mbide is there, Mbide will run and hide in the toilet. So for us as DP as heart, we should find a solution to the issues in the party. We know where they are keeping that toilet key, because it is where they go and hide to avoid meeting each other. We are going to hide that key. We are going to change the padlock. And when Mao comes and finds Mbide, oh, it will be surrendered. He will get an attack. It could be even a direct attack. He will run to the toilet. He will find it closed. All these guys are armed. Museveni gave them guns. They are seated on the time bomb. Do you know what will happen? They will meet by force, whether they want or not. And from that interaction of armed people by the state, at the end of that interaction, DP will be saved. They will all be gone. I thank you so much. The institutions that are concerned with corruption to follow the legal procedures in executing our DP issues about corruption, not like as they did about Honorable Anita, because what they did in law can never be actually be necessitated, never be required of. But for us, in the case of DP, we want to be done following the legal procedures. That's it I can say about corruption. But I want to go to cooperation agreement. As my colleague has said, the cooperation agreement was between Honorable Robert Mao, seeking for ministerial post, and he was given the Justice and Constitutional Affairs, and the President Yoweri Museveni, inclusive Honorable Todong as the Secretary General of NRM, and inclusive Honorable Gerard Siranda. So it was a personal agreement. Has no any section in the Political Organization Act that can be cited that it drives it through. So what I am telling you, that cooperation agreement, it is dead. It is expired because it was personal. It never involved the Democratic Party organs that are supposed to be part of making a cooperation agreement.
Oh, okay.